Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. November 8-5. And 8-5, 7 November, say again. Roger, 7 November, go. Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my Tdiu and 8-5, this is 7 November, Charlie. 8-5, Roger. Now 1 Charlie, 7 November, go.
This is 1 Charlie, reference to your last, you're Brandon 158 extra 5 with 1200 between teams and local. Also request your unit take extra Nexus to see if we can try to get Whiskey 9 and 8 for pause to the playground.
And this is 7 November, Roger, stand by.
Got that.
Got it? Alright. And all units, this is 7 November Golf. My unit Alpha, Echo, X-ray Alpha, Alpha in there.
One Charlie, Alpha Bravo.
Hey, I never took a dip. I forgot to take a dip.
Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. This is Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Whiskey 9, Yankee, 7 November Golf, over. This is Whiskey 9, go. Whiskey 9, 7 November, interrogative Alpha Bravo. Negative Alpha Bravo. And this is 7 November Golf. Roger, request you check your Romeo side. I'll go ahead and check my Tango side. 7 November Golf out. November 8-5. And 8-5, 7 November, say again. Roger, 7 November, go. Roger, I copied a while ago, 1 Charlie transmission that my
All right, welcome to the stream. Appreciate that. Let me get my mic all up in here so y'all can actually hear me. And we're back on StreamYard. I didn't feel like using my phone today, so here we are. So we got Rolex. Welcome. Bobby D's. Thank you. OJ Simpson, my man. NF. And Jagraden. First question. When filing a claim for an increase on a particular body system, the knee and the doc who did my DBQ as an additional diagnosis, can the VA add that? They can. It depends what we're talking about, right? Especially if it's within that body system. They're supposed to. So, for instance, I guess the greatest example of this I can think of is your back has radiculopathy and sciatic nerve damage is on the DBQ. Someone who just submits a lumbar spine claim can also be rated for radiculopathy even if they don't submit those. Okay, does it happen all the time? No. Timothy, thank you very much. Spit facts. I try to. What's up, Daryl? Bobby D's, like and watch. Thank you very much, Bobby D's. I appreciate that. Hit the like button. Option C, Outlawed. Thank you for being members. I appreciate that. And yep, here on Sunday, just got from, I volunteer at my church, so I just got back to the hotel room. So we're chilling. Lesson says, I'm doing a MEB. Would I put the word radiculopathy in the claimed items? Yep, if you got it. Absolutely. Radiculopathy left lower extremity, radiculopathy right lower extremity. You can also have radiculopathy in your hands. All of those are real. Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead. Okay. Frame rot. What it do? William Wells says, how do I find secondaries to a service-connected problem? Yeah, William. First, what are you diagnosed with? If you don't have a diagnosis, then your questions are irrelevant. So you need a diagnosis, okay? You need the diagnosis above all else. Once you're diagnosed, then you ask your healthcare team, hey, where did that stem from? Where did this stem from? New member, Michael Jefferson. Thank you very much, brother. I appreciate that. Let me, I'm going to use my phone for member chat today so I can make sure I get all the members as they come through. Appreciate that. All right. Jeremiah Tom, thank you for being a member. All right, let's roll. Let's roll. Michael Jefferson, thank you very much, brother. Seriously. Okay, Proverbs House. Good evening. How's it going? Bobby D's, any news on the mental health rating? No news. No news at all. Just kind of chilling here. Had a C&P exam for tinnitus yesterday for my supplemental. Are they rated by the same people as regular claims? Yeah, I mean, the VA rates claims. I don't know. The answer is yes. Okay, home DIY Dan. What's up, big dog? QTC has had my exam for over a month. Any advice, ideas, getting to hurry up? There's nothing you can do. When it comes to time, there's nothing you can do outside of it's been a year, there's been no movement. You could call the White House hotline, but for your situation, there's nothing you can do, man. Mr. Get It On Jones, thank you for helping others. Appreciate that. Thank you. Frame rot. Migraine secondary to PTSD denied with private medical evidence. How would you proceed? Anyone that submits a medical opinion in DBQ privately with their claim, I always recommend a higher level review. But it depends on why you're denied in the first place. But generally speaking, that's going to be the answer. All right, Bobby D's, have you heard of GERD secondary to medication? Yes, I have. And yes, I've heard most GERD ratings are static. All right, Jeremiah Thom, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Let me go down to here we are. For BDD claims, if in medical records I have headaches and migraines scattered all over and prescribed sumatriptan but not formally diagnosed, yes, you can still claim it. Yes, you can still claim it, and you should still claim it 1,000,000,000%. The answer is yes. Always, always, always. All right, Leah says, or should I tell the examiner, or Leston, should I tell the examiner that I have numbness since I don't have radiculopathy in my medical records? Either or. It's the same thing. All right, Edward Cochran. My claim was deferred for an ACE review to complete DBQ. Does that mean the claim will be granted? No, it does not. It means that your claim's on an ACE. That's all it means. All right. A battle. They just found me subject for Meniere's disease. However, they put I only get it once a month. When my medical records show I get it 2-3 times a week. I filed an appeal. Yep, sounds like a clear HLR at that point, especially if your evidence says otherwise. Derek Steele, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Chris Goody, I just want to say that you are the man. You're the man. Appreciate that. Daryl Drogan, if I'm 100 P&T, and they also gave me 20 and 40 for both knees, lower back 20 and 20 for a neck, should I get more than $4,000? No. Okay, wondering if I'm moving in the right direction. Yes, Mitch, you are. William Will Sr., PTSD. I don't even know what you're talking about. Crypto Keeper. Question. Answer. Hopefully. If a veteran who's 100% PNT has been taking this medication and that medication for hair loss for 1 year, how to get the VA to pay for hair restoration, talk to your primary care. There's no way I can. I mean, you need to speak with your healthcare team about that. Vicky Winfield, any word on when the changes for mental health will come through? Nope, no word at all. I'm sorry. Metal Mike, hey Clay, happy Sunday. What's up? How long can the waiting on a decision phase take in the supplemental claim process? Forever, 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 ever. That's the answer, right? As far as timeline questions, there's not a single person on this planet that can answer timeline questions because They're all over the place. Supplemental claim for sleep apnea, how to fire intermediate step with obesity. Well, first, your evidence you're going to need evidence, okay? And two, on the supplemental claim form, if you're doing it yourself, which I assume you are, in the box there, you would put obesity intermediate step. The VA will do the rest. I do recommend you use the VSO though, especially when we're talking about supplemental claims and filing those. All right. Chris Gutierrez, how has the channel been progressing as of late? Seems like you've been getting some serious interactions. Yeah, it's been going good. I mean, I did an episode with the VFW, National Legislator or Legislative Director. I thought those videos were going to do very well. They are not. I'm still going to post them. I got like 6 more left, and then I'll post a full episode. But channel's growing. You know, we're slow moving, helping veterans. That's about it, man. I'm doing more live streams now. So, NF. Oh, thank you for being a member, by the way. NF submitted 2 claims in January. I intend to file a claim to update for service-connected knee condition, last evaluated 06. Can I put in an intent to file for a knee? Sure, you can. It would be you would need a supplemental claim though. Proverbs House, I would like to chat with you directly as my question would be lengthy regarding Doc's medical opinion. Any way possible for this? Proverbs, hang on soon, okay? I'm building a team. Our first meeting is tomorrow for those who want to help veterans one-on-one. So more to follow. Hopefully it works out. Leston says, when submitting headaches in a MEB, where do I submit a personal statement to demonstrate the financial harm portion to possibly get 50%, not 30%? That's weird. I would really stick with how often, the frequency and severity. Okay. Frequency and severity. And if you missed, days at duty, then I would go that route. Personally, that's what I would do. All right. Dayjuice 503. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it, brother or sister. We don't know. Should you bring printouts of peer review studies to a CMP exam? I'm going to recommend no. I understand some people will say yes. I'm here to tell you that CMP examiners do not give 2 diddly squats about whatever peer review journal that you got. All right. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. Okay. Because first, if you bring it with you, you're assuming that they're going to read it, which they're not. And then 2, if you bring it with you, and even if they want to read it, that's time consuming. Okay. So I'm going to recommend no. I understand some people would say yes. I'm going to say no. David Dottie says, keep it going, Clay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Seriously. Thank you very much. And Michael Jefferson, welcome to being a member. Your first chat as a member. It was for migraines claim. Oh, let me go see. Hey, Clay, can you explain the VA definition of chronic? Yes, 1 year. So let's say you've had this condition and it's been continuous for a year. That is the definition of chronic. It's not the VA's definition. That's just what chronic means. CMP exam says a nexus could not be made at this time due to the missing element and origin of chronicity. Yes, chronicity. So it was for migraines claim. When did you first start reporting having migraines? Was it last week? Then there's no chronicity there, okay? So it just depends on what we're talking about. Or did you have migraines 20 years ago and you haven't had one since until today or last week, right? So that's probably what they're referring to if I had to take a wild guess. Too late, I started warming 5. I don't even know what you are talking about. Okay. All right. Frame rot. Denied migraine secondary. I got you, Vicky, in 1 second. Denied migraine secondary to PTSD due to CMP examiner saying they are not related. However, my private medical record evidence shows that they are. Do they just take the word of the VA CMP examiner? They heavily rely on it, okay? If your evidence shows otherwise, then you need to do a higher level review. I'm also curious as to the evidence that the CMP examiner used to say that your migraines aren't related to your PTSD. There has to be something there. They can't just say it. Okay. So for instance, do you have, I don't know, let's say you got hit in the head in your civilian job with a bucket, all right, or a gallon of milk or whatever. There has to be something that strings to your migraines that's not, the CMP examiner can't say, oh, it's not this. So it seems like you have grounds for a higher level review just based on that. All right, Vicky, thank you very much for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Seriously, thank you. Thank you very much, Vicky. All right, and certified QI, thank you. Thank you. I don't see questions from either of you. But if you got one, throw it in the chat. Thank you very much, so I definitely appreciate that. Don't drink that sugary garbage. Well, this is actual sugar for my coffee. All right, Chris Lancaster, currently 70% for PTSD, going for increase and recently had CMP exam. Let me... Okay. I'm sorry. Where are we at? Where are we? Currently 70% for PTSD, going for increase and recently had CMP exam as symptoms have worsened. Examiner checked occupational and social impairment with deficiencies in most areas. Is my claim even worth submitting since total occupational and social impairment was not checked? Yeah, you don't. According to what you just said, that's not 100%. According to the box you referenced on the DBQ. For anyone curious, I'm just going to show you what that looks like right now. Okay. I'm going to teach everyone how to fish here. All right. So let me mark OJ here. Okay, OJ, you're next. Let me bring up how do we go search DBQs. I'm going to show everyone how to do this. All right. We're on Gunny Google. Let's ask Gunny Google. Public DBQ. Bam. Now I'm just going to use the mental health one, but they're the same. See mental health, eating disorders, mental health, PTSD review. I hope everyone can see that. Okay, so here's what he's referring to. This is the PTSD. The mental health has the same one. But these box, he's saying that this box was not checked. Okay, this is 100%. That's not. Okay, 100%. And then essentially, oh my goodness, what happened? Essentially, it goes back 70, 50, 30. You get the point. So if this box was not checked, and that's what he's referring to, but that is how you look up DBQs. Okay, super easy. Okay, OJ says diagnosed with ICS. I'm going to assume you meant IBS. Prescribed meds for acid reflux, 30% for lactose intolerant. But can I file IBS GERD or is that pyramiding? Not anymore. You can, but it's not going to be, if you have both, especially at 30%, it's probably not going to be advantageous to you. Probably not going to be advantageous. Depends on your symptoms. I'm going to link a video that actually posted today explaining why in full. So check that out. All right. NF military wife. Thanks for the reply. Thank you. Appreciate it. Okay. Matthew. Hi, Clay. Would you be able to look at a personal statement I wrote to get feedback? If so, where can I send it? Not yet, Matthew. I'm building a team. Our first meeting is tomorrow. It's going to be the civilian division, TheCivDiv. Hello. Geared to help veterans for free. Our first meeting is tomorrow to set expectations, look at some contractual stuff, making sure everyone's following the rules. So more to follow on that, okay? USMC Big B says, thank you for what you do. I appreciate that. If you get value from this, I ask that you hit the like button. I would love you forever. Okay. Jacob Bays. Hey, Clay, what's up? I checked the status of my claim on the VA app, and it shows I submitted 12 DBQs. No, it doesn't. It's, for anyone out there, if you're checking your claim every day, okay, my advice to you would be to delete the app and never visit va.gov until your claims is decided. That would be my advice. All of those are internal communications between you or between the VA, and it will drive you absolutely insane. Okay. Derek Steele, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. I always answer member comments, right? So, hey, Clay, what up? I filed my claim back in November of 22, and as of March of 24, I received 90% partial decision and have 4 deferred items, and my claim is not completed yet and went back to evidence gathering. Cannot do anything with my claim until it's closed, correct? With the deferred ones, they're still in process, but with the claims you received a decision back, you can do whatever you want with it. You can supplemental if you have new evidence. You can HLR, whatever it is you want to do. But for the deferred items, just let it ride. Okay. It just means the VA needs more time. That's all that means. VA needs more time. Let it ride. Okay, Blue Marlin 12. Who can we get to help with denials? Okay, here's everything. Here's a list, right? 1, yourself. Depending on what denial we're talking about, that really isn't recommended. VSO is always the answer. But for complex denials, you can always go the accredited attorney route. I have no partnership with this person. I would like one. Okay. If you're watching this, Andy, I would like one. But AP Gross Law, I'll just link his website for you. And if you want to do me a solid, if you speak with him or anyone here speaks with him, let him know that I recommended you, so that way it helps me out, because I'm trying to hustle over here. You feel me? AP Gross Law, I have 0 partnerships with him. He's just a good dang dude. So if you have a complex denial, that's who I would go with personally. Okay. All right. We have a new member. Hold on. Skirt. Where are you at? Vicky Winfield. Thank you very much for being a member. Now you might ask yourself, why should I be a member of this turd's YouTube channel? I'll tell you why. You shouldn't. Okay. If you don't want to support the channel, then you shouldn't. Members don't get that many benefits. I'm just letting you know. But for members, I always answer their questions in live. If you ask a new comment on any video, I always answer it. YouTube doesn't notify me if you reply, so it has to be a new comment. I have very, very few member-only content out there. So, yeah, definitely appreciate it, Vicky. Thank you very much. Michael Jefferson. What a strong American name. I like that. It was a secondary claim for migraines, secondary to PTSD, diagnosed migraines, 2022, currently Nurtec. Let me go back to your previous chat just so I can get some context. Yes. Okay. The chronicity. That sounds like a higher level review, Michael, based on your sumatriptan. All right. John Sullivan. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it, dude. Seriously. Thank you very much. Thank you and the TheCivDiv team for all the videos and material you guys are putting out, helping us. John, thank you very much. Thank you. Seriously. Appreciate that. And Gatzaraki PR, thank you for being a member. All right. Says, hello, Clay. Jose here from Puerto Rico. Still at 93. And my guy, they only rating 0% now. That sucks. You are very close, though. I would look at the 5-step process, GATS. Look at increases, secondaries, denials, new conditions, and presumptives. You only need 20%, assuming there's no major bilateral factor there. You only need 20%. So you're close, man. You are close. Thank you very much, though. Seriously, appreciate it. To everyone who donates, I will love you forever. All right, thank you. Let's go back up to Gary Herrera. I have read some content creators say the sleep apnea changes have taken effect or will take effect. Is that true? No one knows. Okay. What they're referring to is a little template that the VA uses, so no one knows that answer. Okay. No one knows that answer. Roberto, thank you very much. I hope it worked out for you. But no one knows that answer. Okay. I have a supplemental claim, so I was curious if that will affect it. So for your situation, it's completely irrelevant because you will be rated off of both scales, and the VA will take the highest of the ratings, kind of like what we see right now for GERD and IBS. So, okay. Bobby D's, thank you very much, Bobby. My favorite name here on YouTube. If someone got Hep B, Hep C, or HIV because the VA didn't reprocess the scope that was used during their exam, could you file 1151? You absolutely could. I think you could do more. I would look into what's called a tort claim, TORT claim, and you're really going to want a lawyer going that route. That's insane, though. That sucks. All right, Michael Jefferson, I also want to thank you for all your info. I was out of the Army for 32 years with no complaints in service for anything. I listened to you with everything I did. Awesome, Michael. Awesome. And I know you had an uphill battle, especially without having the in-service evidence. Absolutely. Thank you very much for sharing. Itamar Flores says, I submitted my VA claim November 23. I got my rating April 24. Will the VA change my insomnia rating? No. There's nothing here that would say otherwise. Not from this comment, at least. All right, Keith Shep. Man, Keith, thank you very much, brother. Long time fan of the show, Keith. Thank you very much. Showing support to continue to grow the channel. Thank you, Keith. Seriously, I definitely appreciate that. More than anyone here will probably ever know, man. Thank you. Lee Taylor with the $2. Thank you very much, Lee. I appreciate that. I don't see a question from you. So if you have one, drop it in the chat so I can at least get a question here. But thank you very much, Lee. If you have a question, drop it in the chat, please. So I'm not searching for it. All right, OJ, sleep apnea secondary to asthma denied. That sucks. To use the intermediate step from weight gain obesity, you have to fire HLR. No, that would be one. You need evidence. You can't just say it. You need evidence showing that your obesity came from service or service-connected disability, and then that would be a supplemental. Okay. Now, unless you already had that evidence with your claim, the VA ignored it, the CMP examiner ignored it, then it would be a high-level review. But I'm going to assume that you did not. Lee Taylor, waiting on a chat from you. Okay. LH submitted claim for hypertension under the PACT Act, mentioned pulmonary diagnosis after return from home base from Saudi within last year of retirement. Will the claim work? Hypertension, presumptive is for Agent Orange exposure, not for Saudi. Okay. Now, are there other chemicals that could lead to hypertension? Maybe, right? That would be toxic exposure risk, which is not presumptive. It requires an opinion. But unless you're a Vietnam era veteran or Korea era exposed to Agent Orange, then this statement is irrelevant. Okay. Donald, the Don. Don says, I'm at 80% with conditions getting worse, PTSD, headache, hearing, and now burn spurs in my left Achilles heel. The heel issues are 8 to 10 on a pain scale and can barely work. I don't see a question here, but if that's what your service is connected for, you need to look at increases. I'm going to link a video for you. I love linking videos. I'm going to give you a short rundown, though. You need to understand how to look for increases, okay? Super easy. This is what most claims consulting companies do, is they look for increases. It's extremely easy. Look for increases. Lee Taylor, I got you. PTSD question was stationed at Bowling Air Force Base for 9/11. Saw the fires and had to set up emergency comms after the event. Is this an approved stressor? Anything can be a stressor as long as it's your stressor. Okay. No one can tell. You can't just randomly choose something and say, yep, that's it. It has to actually be a stressor. Okay. And as you go through the process, the VA and providers will speak with you and iron that out. To give you a very blanket answer, it could be. Okay. It could also not be. Just depends on what you got going on. All right. Michael Jefferson, 70% PTSD, 30 IBS, 30 sinusitis, 10 rhinitis, 10 tinnitus. First time up to bat 90. Congrats. All non-service evidence from outside doctors. I'm telling you all, listen to this guy. Thank you very much, Michael. I've been saying that the whole time, and everyone thinks I'm an idiot. Right? When I called someone a claim shark, everyone thought I was an idiot. Turns out they are. Whatever. I didn't have to throw that last part in there, but I did anyways. Thank you, Michael Jefferson. I appreciate that. Follow the process. You either swim with the stream or you go against the current and you eventually die. So follow the process, whether you like it or not. I've already been in therapy and have a diagnosis from a VA doctor. Then Lee Taylor, it sounds like you already had the answer to that question. So it sounds like you're good. I wouldn't overcomplicate the process. Live life. Thank you for being a member, brother. Says recently denied risk claim. VA agreed in service event and diagnosis, but says no nexus and continuity of care. Many years between injury before finally seeing a doctor. Higher level review would be my, especially have the diagnosis. Higher level review would be my because continuity of care is not required. It's the continuity of symptoms. Okay. So personal statement, higher level review with an informal conference is my recommendation. And I would talk about your wrist pain from whatever day you're talking about to right now, fill in that gap. Michael Jefferson, 10 claimed and all filed them all at once. Awesome. Thank you. Jeremiah says, LOL. Yep. If you know who I'm talking about, if you know, you know. So, that guy's a poopy butt. And I'll say that the nice way. Did I miss? No. All right. I'm going to get Terrence Brown's question and then Tap, I got you. You're up next. Okay. Been at BVA for 9 years. Remand back to RO 5 times. Last remand 2 years ago. Nothing done so far. Anything I can do. Man, you are in the appeals gauntlet. That sucks. All right. I would recommend you speak to an attorney if you haven't already. I would assume you already did. But you're in the appeals gauntlet, man, fighting for your life. So that's the answer, and I hate that is the answer. Okay. Tap. Thank you very much, man. Seriously. Thank you. Okay, sleep apnea secondary to depression on higher level review with obesity as intermediate step. Here we go. Whoever had that question earlier, here's someone who's in that process as well. Any chances of winning? You really have to talk about first, why were you denied? Okay, you don't have to combat that denial. I'm going to assume it has something to do with the nexus. So you're really going to have to talk about your obesity as your intermediate step. Okay. How old are you? I want to know. You know, it's a bunch of young people. I'm sorry, I just got a text. I had to check it out. A bunch of young people having sleep apnea, not common, right? So there's lots of other factors, along with hypertension on HLR rated at 0, even after being on meds for years. Yeah, the hypertension is largely rated at 0%, and I can't really talk about the chances of you increasing that without seeing your evidence for myself. All right, Vicky, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Says, hi, Clay. I appreciate your channel. I appreciate you. I'm currently 70% PTSD, denied for an increase. Since denial, symptoms worsened, not able to work. Should I go for challenge on denial? Yeah, Vicky, so you were denied an increase. I would like to see evidence. I'm hoping, in a picture-perfect world, when you were denied, since then, you've been to therapy, you've spoken to your provider about your symptoms getting worse and your inability to maintain a job. If you have that evidence, then supplemental. If not, do the intent to file, assuming you're outside the 1 year window. I don't know. If you are not, then it doesn't matter. But get the evidence and submit the supplemental claim. Right? It's one thing to self-report. It's another thing to have that evidence. Yep, tap. So that's another factor, right? There's tons of factors going into that. All right. And John Eagle, dude, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Seriously. 90% heading to 100. You don't know what you don't know. That's right. Being ignorant is one thing. You don't know what you don't know. There's nothing wrong with that. Thank you for all the absolutely invaluable information. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, and exactly what David Dowdy said, tap. Okay, let's go back to Tom Kate Cosi says, proposed reduction for my prostate cancer from 100 to 40. I meet rating standards for 60 for incontinence and 40 for frequent urination. I have requested a hearing. What percentage? There's no way I can say. It's going to be within 38 CFR. So 38 CFR, your condition, it seems like you already know the answer to this, but I can't speculate on your evidence or what the VA is and is not going to do, right? But it seems like you're very knowledgeable on your claim to begin with. All right, CJ, you are up next. We got Tim McMahon. Dude, thank you very much, says GI Clay, what's up? I believe you're in the DC area. If true, do you see locals for one-on-one? If so, cost and way to coordinate appointment. I tell you this, Tim, there's no cost. Okay. I would never, no, there's no cost. If you want to, Tim, send me an email, Tim McMahon. Put DC one-on-one in the subject line. All right. TheCivDiv at gmail.com. Put DC one-on-one in the subject line and I will reply. Okay. Maybe we can. We'll see. I have an idea, but I'd rather speak ideas with you over email. Okay. CJ, any pro or con of submitting a personal statement with BDD? No. Just make sure it supports your evidence. Two claims I generally recommend a statement for are migraines and mental health. Should I file PACT Act if I'm already 100% PNT? Not unless it gives you something. Okay. I'm going to assume hypertension's not, based on your profile picture, not possible. So unless that condition is going to kill you, I wouldn't recommend it. Right. I'll tell you this. I could fight an IBS denial, but I don't gain anything from it. All right, certified QI. Hey, just got denied for sciatica secondary to DDD. Originally was denied due to not having a diagnosis. After getting diagnosis and filing an appeal, they denied my appeal due to CMP exam. Not because of your CMP exam, probably because of the opinion. I want to know what the rationale was. You have the diagnosis though, and it sounds, just based on this comment and this comment alone, I would do a higher level review. Okay, but just because you have DDD doesn't mean it's pinching your sciatic nerve. There could be another cause, but the rationale, the CMP examiner would have to state the other cause versus not having it, at least as likely as not. All right, so it sounds like a higher level review to me. Big Bretta Motown says LH hypertension under the PACT Act should automatically be granted if you served in a Terra. You shouldn't have to prove anything. No, that couldn't be more wrong. That's completely wrong. So Terra is not presumptive. One. Terra's over here. Presumptive conditions are over here. Terra requires an opinion to the exposure, right? Asbestos caused whatever. Presumptive does not require an opinion. So that's just wrong. Hypertension presumptive is from Agent Orange for Vietnam era veterans. Hypertension due to Terra, not presumptive. It requires an opinion. Okay. Sean G, I'm rated. I see you, Derek. Let me get to this one. I'm rated 70% for anxiety with adjustment disorder during my CMP. The examiner said that I should file for this direct to service versus secondary to tinnitus. Don't understand why he suggests it. Well, your CMP examiner doesn't understand the process. And if you have evidence showing that, the VA is going to look at all connections. Okay. So they're going to look at your mental health secondary to tinnitus. It doesn't sound like it's going to be favorable. Once they deny that, then they're going to look at your mental health direct, whether you claimed it or not. Okay. So the CMP examiner shouldn't have said that, but it does seem good that you have an in-service event. Okay. Which is good. It seems like you have good news. Okay. Derek, D-Dog. D-Steel says, can you put in a supplemental claim for denial? Yeah, that's one of the three options. Okay. So you either do a higher level review, a supplemental appeal, or the Board of Appeals. Supplemental is for new and relevant evidence. And so if you have new and relevant, new meaning the VA didn't have it before, relevant meaning, I don't even know why I have these on. Relevant meaning it combats the reason for denial, right? So if you didn't have a diagnosis, you would need a diagnosis. That would be new and relevant. Okay, let me look for McCabe. It says 129 watching and only 21 likes. Come on, you guys, show Clay some love. Yeah, come on. Quit being turds. Quit being turds out there. If you get value from this, I ask that you hit the like button. Okay? If you get value, I ask that you hit the like button. Thank you. Lee Taylor, we got that one. Razor Ray says, I'm rated for lower back pain, can I file secondary to migraines tied to my back? If you're saying your back causes your migraines, sure, you can submit the claim. What's your evidence? What is your evidence that shows your migraines come from your back? It's not a one-size-fits-all. That's probably one of the top misconceptions that veterans get wrong all the time. Okay, it's not a one-size-fits-all. Hey, BCF, thank you very much. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Received mental health from VA. Do I need to get a Nexus DBQ from doctor or outside doctor? Which is better? So you don't need to get a Nexus and a DBQ done. It would help. I personally only recommend private Nexus, private DBQ if you've been denied, right? That's just me. Can you submit it on top of your claim? Sure, you can. I just wouldn't recommend it. But to answer your question, your primary and your referred care is always going to be better. It's always going to be better than a one-time visit from an outside doctor. Always. Okay. So that's the answer to your question, is primary or referred care. The issue is what happens when they don't do it. Okay. Now, if your primary and referred care comes from the VA, I'm going to link a video to you that you need to watch because it's extremely important. Which is right here, because yes, the VA providers are required. They are required to fulfill that for you. Okay, man, we are going nuts right now. We are going nuts. Okay, hold on. Let me look at, let's do these in order. Daniel Ashlock, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. Dang it, Clay, what's up with the VA? I don't know. I had an informal conference scheduled for the 8th, and they called me on a spam number, so my spam blocker blocked. Yep, that sucks. You're going to have to reschedule that. Listen to the voicemail where they gave me a number to call back and only reached a full voicemail box, and they closed the case because I didn't answer the call. Not my fault. Personal statement, okay? Personal statement. Let the VA know. Call the VA and try to reschedule that, okay? Let them know what's going on. But yeah, it sucks. David Triana, thank you very much, man, with the sticker. Dude, I appreciate that. I don't see a question from you, but if you have one, just throw it in the chat, and I will absolutely get to it. But thank you very much, man, or lady. I don't know. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just making sure I didn't pass your name up. I don't see any. All right. And option C, dude, with the member, man. Thank you very much, dude. Especially you are always here and supporting me. I definitely appreciate that. Okay. All right, Power Hour Clay. Thanks for the late night live. Only 3:49 in Hawaii. Hey, aloha. And then what do I know? Texas. Texas doesn't know anything. Okay. I developed plantar fasciitis 4 months after joining my first command in the Army Reserve. It's in my STR and confirmed by a CMP exam, but no LOD since it happened in boot camp. What should I do? Were you denied? It sounds like you submitted the claim and you're just kind of waiting, which I assume is the case. But you don't have an LOD, which does suck. That's the standard. But you still have evidence from your service treatment record. Okay, so you still have evidence. That's not an issue. LOD would be better, yes, but you still have evidence. So it seems like your claim is going to be favorable. It just depends on what that is. Yep, and Daniel, yeah, awesome, thank you. Okay, I think we got everyone. Let's get back up to Demetrius. I'm going. I'm here. Okay. 2 questions. Hopefully I got 2 answers for you. Decision letter says entitled to SMC, but pays SMC in half. Can you maybe explain why or any claims you see this happen to? Not without knowing that there's definitely some context I'm going to need to see. Like the decision letter would be great. But and I know I hate that's the answer. Okay. What you could do is I would just call the VA and the generic number, and they will give you the answer. Okay. That's what I would do. Second question, any comments on the Haskell CAFC presidential appeal? Any thoughts? I have no thoughts, no comments. Haskell last. Oh. Let me just read this real quick. Oh no, I don't. But that sucks, though. I can tell you that. Okay. Thank you for bringing that up, though. I'll keep an eye on that. All right. Just sent an email to Andy. Awesome, Roberto. I have no partnership with them. Okay. I want one. So if you reach out to AP Gross Law, let him know I sent you. He's a cool dude. He's a genuine type dude. So hit him up. Okay, John Eagle, thank you for all the great information. 90% heading to 100. Everything is greatly appreciated. Thank you. I appreciate you. Okay. All right, we had some more member chats. Let me just get to these real quick. Eli Riddle, hey Clay, my daughter graduated high school today. Congrats. Traveling home, still watching and learning. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wish you the best, man. Especially those benefits for your daughter would be pretty awesome. Okay, GLO says migraine secondary to my service-connected tinnitus and COPD. Currently waiting for rating decision for PTSD. Received PTSD DBQ. It showed total occupational social impairment. Should I submit supplement migraine and COPD? If you're based on this comment, I'm going to say no. Plus, what would be your new and relevant evidence for the supplemental appeal in the first place? But based on this comment, it seems like you're going to get 100%. It just hasn't been decided yet. KQ says hit the likey. Thank you. Thanks. Appreciate that. Ricky Hester. Ooh, David, I see you. Okay. Service connected in my right knee and right ankle. How does bilateral plantar fasciitis fit into the bilateral factor? 94% overall and diagnosed bilateral plantar fasciitis. The bilateral factor for foot conditions are already there. Okay, because there's a unilateral and bilateral rating for those. So it's not the traditional one. Okay. David Triana. Dude, thank you. Seriously. I appreciate that. Says, what is the average time for re-evaluation after approved for Tdiu? Google says 2 to 5 years, but curious about the average time for a regular veteran. Yeah, 2 to 5 years is the answer. The reason why is because 2 years allows the veteran to have time to develop. Less than 5 years, because once you hit the 5-year mark, your lifestyle is generally dependent on that income. That's where we hear the 5-year rule for. For re-evaluations, you will see those within 2 to 5 years, and that is for a regular veteran. Okay, so David, that is the answer. It's 2 to 5 years. Check your decision letter, because if you have a RFE, it should tell you roundabout what the answer is. All right, Mark Scott online. Thank you very much, Mark. I appreciate that. Seriously. Man, we are killing it today. Thank you. All right, Mark says, don't show online, please. I'm not going to show it anymore, but it's up there. Like, this is public. Mental health rating came in at after 2 years, and it was 10 days after I tried and failed once again to not wake up. Should I bother asking for them to look at it again? This process makes it worse. Were you service connected for that? were you service connected for mental health? And are you saying that your symptoms have gotten worse? If that's the case and you meet the next highest criteria, then you would submit an increase or supplemental depending on the time frame. If you're not rated for mental health, then you're in appeal. So why were you denied? We have to know why you were denied before we can make any recommendations, okay? It sounds like you have grounds for a supplemental claim, assuming you were denied in the first place. I think it seems like you were, yeah, okay. So you're at 50%. Two things here. One, whatever you put in here, you need to talk to your primary care or your referred care at the VA or private. Two, use that evidence to submit your increase, okay? Just based on this comment, it seems like 70%. There are other factors involved, obviously, that I can't see, but that's what it seems like. Okay, you're going to need evidence. Evidence is even for increases, evidence is the way to go. Hope that answered your question, Mark. And I definitely appreciate that. Thank you for sharing. Rick Morrow says, just got 70% for PTSD and 30% because of your help. See the doctor, get evidence for your condition, prosper. Exactly what we just laid out, okay? Thank you, Rick. Thank you for reinforcing that. I definitely appreciate that. Yep, Iran's president is dead. Sucks to suck. Okay. Hey, we love him. We love all people. But it is kind of funny. Okay. Simplified Everdog Crown Eater. Thank you. I appreciate that. If you haven't seen the new logo yet, I will just go ahead and throw it up here. I am obsessed with this new logo. I think it's funny. I like it. Look at that. Okay. Stupid. All right. Thank you very much, Tim. I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Okay, let's go back up to answer more questions, as many as we can. JW119. Mark, yeah. Seriously, man. Get the evidence, submit the increase is what it sounds like. Also, Mark, I want to link a video. The video is about 70% mental health. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I'm going to link that video, and it talks about the other factors that are involved in 70% for mental health. Okay, so give that a watch. I'll link it down below in the chats area. Give that a watch, Mark. Okay, J-Dub, I had a positive on tuberculosis shot in the service. Is there anything that you can claim on this? Yeah, what's your current diagnosis? Whatever that is, submit the claim. That's it. No, do not overcomplicate the process. If you have the evidence from service, what's your diagnosis, what's your symptoms, submit the claim. Let the VA do VA stuff. Matthew says, was active duty, then active reserve right away. My dysphagia got pretty bad shortly into my reserve time. Was seen at VA and diagnosed with dysphagia. Would this assist with linking to service connection? Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. 1,000%. And you're going to want to check out the video I posted today about GERD. Dysphagia is going to be that symptom under GERD, okay? So I'll post that for you down below. There you go. There you go, Matt. Frankie. Tracy, thank you very much. Your mental health videos on Point Clay, best one on YouTube. Hey, I definitely appreciate that. And thank you for being a mod. Okay, Frank says, had bilateral knee replacement in 2008, had to retire, got awarded service connection for my knees this month at 70%. Can I file Tdiu for back pay? No. No, you can't. You're not going to get back pay to 2008. Unless you can prove a Q, which would be very difficult. The answer is no. Had a CMP exam last week. This was not my first. I applied for increases. It seemed to go well. She did not use the measuring device as they have in the past. Do I complain now or see what happens? So I know people will swear and they will die on this hill that examiners should be using the goniometer, which technically they should. But depending on what your angles are, is very easy. Like I know what a right angle looks like. That's 90 degrees. Okay. I know what a 45 looks like. That's half of a right angle. So it depends. Okay. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be lowballed. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be service connected. If you are worried about it based on the energy or the conversation of the exam, then what you would do is write a statement and submit it using Quick Submit for your claim. You know what? Since I'm linking videos all day today, I will go ahead and link how to upload evidence. Right, extremely easy using Quick Submit. If you can upload a photo to Facebook, you can upload evidence to the VA. All right. We got a member chat somewhere down here. Hold on. I see you. Gats, how soon can I file an increase after approval? So, Gats, one, if you're within the first year and you have new evidence, it would be a supplemental claim to retain the effective date. Two, if you're after that 1 year, then whenever. It can be the next day. It could be in 50 years. Doesn't matter. You can submit the increase. Okay. Let's roll to, hold on. I just had it. I just had the question. Where are we at? Where are we at? I have to scroll up in chat to find where we were at. It's super annoying. Okay, Jerry R. I'm a Vietnam era veteran with lung cancer, trachea cancer, and COPD. The VA will not approve my cancer claims in the Navy on 2 ships with asbestos and at a shipyard and a naval base, both declared. Then you need to get evidence on how your exposure caused these cancers. Okay. You also need to look at evidence where, did something else cause these cancers? That's just doesn't it's especially in appeals, you're gonna have to argue against the VA. Okay. There's 2 types of evidence: evidence for and evidence against. Okay. So you're gonna have to look at evidence for. Danny Sanchez says, if I have a claim for chronic adjustment disorder at Board of Appeals and decide to open a new claim for PTSD, would that be decided separately from the board? Yes. Jerry, Superfund sites, why won't the VA accept Superfund sites as presumptive? Because they're not presumptive, right? What you're saying is exposure, which isn't presumptive. Okay, member chat. I have a friend that was connected for OSA as a result of toxic exposure. Yep. Did he get lucky, or is that the norm? It's definitely, well, it's not that did he get lucky. It's that the evidence was there to connect sleep apnea to TARA. I've seen, I want to say 2 veterans with this. It's definitely not common. It was uncommon. And both of those veterans, by the way, were Gulf War era. Gulf War meaning early 90s. Okay. All right. Do you have a video on higher level reviews? I think I do. Let me go to, I think Jay put that out. So Jay and I have a whole content plan. Each month we figure out what videos we're going to post. And I think he has one. Let me just find it. Because he had also went through a higher level review. There we go. Yes, it's right here. Boom, boom, boom. There's a pretty solid higher level review video there. Okay, Jeremiah, thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. It says, after submitting BDD, if during that time, 190 day, you are seen for another condition from base doctor and diagnosed, can you file? Yes, you can if you are within the window. Once you're at 89 or less, the answer is no. You got to wait. Yeah, Night Ranger. So you can't just have a TARA. The TARA has to, the Nexus has to link your exposure to sleep apnea, which in your case it did not. Okay, let's roll back up to our questions, which are right here. Lee Taylor. PTSD question was stationed at bowling. Oh, we answered that one. Got it. It doesn't matter what you're at. What are your, are you properly rated? That answer is yes or no. Do you have evidence to some more claims? The answer is yes or no. It's not, I can't get above this. Maybe that's all you got. I don't know. Okay. You could have more claims. They got to be evidence-based. You can't just say, I deserve 100 and not have the evidence. Okay, Brian. I got you, Robert, here in a second. After we receive an increase in our VA rating, how much time should we allow before we submit another claim? Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. When you have the evidence, submit the claim. Okay. Let's look at Robert W. Thank you for being a member. I appreciate that. It says 90% static plus 100% PTSD, which gave me a total. Okay. My question is, how is that P&T when my psychiatrist said that PTSD is treatable? Every condition is treatable. Doesn't mean it's going to get better. You might be able to manage that better. Okay. But treatable and cured are two different things. Cancer is treatable, and then it goes away, and then it comes back. Okay, Live Life. You use Dr. Patel for claims at the Board of Appeals. Finger crossed. Awesome, Live Life. Wishing you the best. And the Board of Appeals sucks, so. I waited over 20 years before I claimed PTSD. Yeah, man, that sucks. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of monies. A lot of benefits. Okay. Arsenio Gutierrez. I had a 93%, but is 90 for VA. I'm waiting for lower back pain. I went to CMP exam in December and VA to another company, to another CMP for another exam. Is this possible for second CMP eval for the same condition? Yeah, you can have multiple CMP exams for the same thing. Just depends what's going on. Terry, can depression be secondary to migraines and tinnitus if both are service connected? Yes. You need evidence to show the connection. You can't just say it, but the answer is yes. LOL, you're not an idiot. You just suck. Thank you. You're awesome, and your advice has been key to my success. Hey, awesome. DIY Dan. Appreciate that. Are you the dude? Home DIY Dan. Hold on. Oh, I thought you were. Okay. Thought you were someone. Okay. Let's look at. We got that one. We got that one. We got that one. Mike Jones. Okay. I got my first service connection at 57. Does the 55-year-old rule apply to me? Yes, it does. And there are certain stipulations where it does not. For unusual circumstances is what you'll find in the CFR. But it sounds like you're going to be okay. Edward Cochran, can you file PTSD secondary to depression without it being peer-remitting? No. No, you cannot. G, the winner. My claim is 1 year today. I was partially rated from 10 to 90 with a few issues left. My last update said we closed the notice for secondary action required, closer to being done. It's moving in the process. It's moving in the process. I can tell you that. Okay. Matt McHugh. Says, I had to use Veterans Help Group to get my 18 items from post-traumatic stress to neck to skin cancer. Too much for me to handle with VA constant letters asking for items that were submitted long ago. Okay. Hope you didn't pay. If you did, sucks to suck. Klaus says, hey, Clay, thanks for all you do. Question, if I put in a claim in for headaches secondary to tinnitus, do you think that the VA will combine my pending deferred headache claims? Oh my goodness. Did I forget to do something? I did. Well, I'll do it right now. Hold on. I will answer this question. Just give me a second. Son of no. No. Okay, that sucks. Okay, sorry. If I put in a claim for headaches secondary to tinnitus, do you think that the VA will combine pending deferred headaches claim not connected to my tinnitus? I mean, they'll look at the secondary. But it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant because the VA is going to look at all avenues of service connection. I don't know why you would do that. Hey, everyone. I've had a tough time getting diagnosed. Roberto, no, the blacklist is not true. Someone made that. I have on very, very good authority that the blacklist you're talking about is not true. Someone just made it, okay? And it's extremely old because Del K. Graham is on there prior to them being accredited, which is like 2017. So it's old. Okay. Yeah, Brandon. Sorry. For what? Diagnosed for what? What are your symptoms? I assume you're going to VA healthcare. Are you seeking treatment? Because then you have a SCT, a treatment code for that. If you have a treatment code, that is good enough. Okay. As far as VA rate or VA disability is concerned, it's good enough. And so what I want to show you is exactly how do you find your treatment codes from the VA. I'm going to link this. This is how you find your treatment codes from the VA. It is super easy. All right, Jacob. Robert W., thank you for being a member. So thank you, Clay. You've always been 100 if it's the answer that we wanted to hear or not. I appreciate that, Robert. Thank you. And then Rick Shockley, thank you for being a member. Says, can sleep apnea be connected secondary to chronic sinusitis? That answer is yes, it can. You're going to need evidence, though. Okay. And then Dr. BJR, thank you for being a member. Says, hey, Clay, had a VSO submit my claims and I was denied because no evidence. After a couple years to get fine STLs for the claims, now do I submit a new claim or supplemental? It would be supplemental for the denials. Gary Sharif says, thank you for using the mic. So, I already put it back in my car, but I'm not on my phone, Gary. But I bought the attachment to link my mic to my phone. My phone's right here. But I bought the wrong one. So now I got to go back to the store and buy another one. But I did take your advice. Okay. Jacob, 2-part question. Can you download your CMP exam anywhere online? No. Can a CMP exam person tell you what in your file without getting in trouble? They're not supposed to. Are they going to get in trouble? No. No one, there's no accountability there. So the answer is double no. If you want your CMP exam result, you have to go to your VSO or go to the regional office. All right. You know what? Just for giggles, I will go ahead and link that for you too on how to actually go about to do that. If I can find it. I can't find it. Okay, it's on there somewhere. All right, Williamson Newcomb. What time is it? 10 o'clock? All right, I'll probably go for 10 more minutes. It's 10 more minutes. 10:28. I'll be out of here. Brian Corrales says, if you... Oh, you're answering someone else's question. How's your house coming along? It's not. We have another appointment with the floor contractors on Tuesday. So we're just kind of waiting on that, and it sucks. I'll be in the hotel for a while. Matt McHugh says, I was Desert Shield, Desert Storm, oil fires, and burn pits. I've had 23 surgery for my skin cancer, neck, face. Thank you for advice. Yeah, skin conditions are presumptive for Desert Shield Storm veterans, especially skin cancers. Okay. Jerry R., we already answered that question. Lynn says, hey, Clay, can you remind the people again to seek medical care? There you go. Seek it. Seek it, seek it, seek it. It's medical evidence. I finished reviewing a coworker's file, and they have 10 plus denials for a lack of continuity of symptoms. They're going to go see a doc now. That would be a good idea. We answered that, G. Do you think VA doctors will actually start filling out DBQs? Only if enough veterans start complaining. Okay? The VA secretary did say they're supposed to. He did say he would double tap it from his side, which I assume that means do nothing. But if a ton, seriously, not joking. If enough veterans complain about VHA not filling out DBQs when the secretary said so, that will make change. Okay, we have an opportunity here. I'll link that below of him actually saying that. It was May 15th. We need to be on top of this. Okay. That's really weird. Gary, I see that. It's just not popping up for me to actually click it. Gary, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Okay. It's not popping up on here for me to show it, but thank you very much, Gary. Right. And I will go to the store sometime this week and buy the thing I need, not buy the wrong one. All right. I get hella value. You was one of the ones who got me started when I started to educate myself in the process. Awesome, man. Thank you very much. And if you get value, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. Gary? Yep. Thank you, Gary. Happy NES. Thank you for being a member. You too, Gary. Appreciate that. If eczema is healed by cream but comes back all the time and feet will still be 0. Yep. And that's why skin conditions suck. Mr. Amsterdam says, sup, boss? What up? I got a buddy sitting at 60%. Is it possible for them to get Tdiu, or is it mandatory? So there are other avenues to Tdiu. For instance, migraines alone at 50% could rate Tdiu. Okay, by themselves. And if you think I'm full of it, I'll link another video for you. M21. So it depends, right? There's the standard criteria for Tdiu based on what you said they wouldn't rate, but it also depends on what they're rated for. Okay. Tony, if I'm rated for GERD, but I just had an appeal hearing for IBS, under the new rule, would my IBS be rated separately? It depends which is higher. The VA would take both into account. Okay. So if your GERD and IBS would be higher together off of the old rating criteria, then they'll take that one. If your GERD and IBS is separate and that rating would be higher, then they'll take that one. Uriel says, does the VA rate veteran in cases of service connection death if the vet was not previously service connected? They do, and it sucks. Okay? Imagine your family you think we have a hard time with the VA? Imagine your family after you die trying to get things service connected so they can rate benefits, like hypertension, so to speak. Okay? The answer is yes, but it sucks. Prison Junkie. That's a funny name. Waiting on TBI assessment was 11 Charlie, 4.2, 120. Mortarman, also Mortarman. That's what this real big douchebag 0341 is for. I have conditions that are listed on a TBI list. What are my chances of getting a rating? If your only evidence is you're a Mortarman, pretty low. Okay, I would like to see some type of evidence of a TBI or head trauma from service. Right, but I make things go boom is not an in-service event for TBI. Oh, thank you, William. Appreciate that. Prison Junkie, hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. Thank you very much. How do you see how many likes is on here? All right. If you get value from this, hit the like button. And I love you. I love you. Okay. We got some member chats here. And we got about 7 more minutes. Okay. Happy NES. If rated for asthma, but sleep apnea is higher. Yes. Yes, they do. Okay. There's a CFR code to give you a higher rating for both sleep apnea and asthma, but it's very uncommon, but it can happen. But generally speaking, yes, the VA is going to give you the higher. CBAX, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And thank you for being a member. Says, thank you for keeping it real, Miss B. Thank you very much, Miss B. Yep. Outlaw says 148 likes so far. Hey, thank you, Outlaw. And thank you for everyone who liked it. And if you're watching this and you didn't like my stuff, I want you to know that you up. No, I'm kidding. Not really, though. Okay. Let's answer some more questions as we go. G, the winner. Says, when I got 90, the VA sent me Tdiu form, but I still have a few issues to be rated. Should I fill it out? So that's a you thing. I can't recommend someone on Tdiu or off Tdiu. That is something that you have to decide. If you're not working because of your disabilities and you don't see work in your future, probably wouldn't be a bad idea to consider. If you do want to work and you want to have that income from working and be 100% rated, then obviously Tdiu is not for you. But I can't, without knowing you on a personal level, there's no way I would feel comfortable telling you which one you should do. LOD is a line of duty. It's for Guard and Reserve members, essentially saying, hey, I hurt my ankle. You go get a line of duty that said, this service member hurt their ankle on drill during this period, whatever. Okay. We got some more member chats. Have you ever heard of Purple Hearts now for TBIs? Yes. One of my friends just got one, actually. Got it awarded, I want to say a week ago. But yeah, the answer is yes. When I was in Syria, we had someone get a Purple Heart for TBI. Okay. Live life. Have you heard of anyone getting connected for insomnia after the change? I have not. Insomnia would be a direct service connection basis. And just think about it. If you're not sleeping, you probably have some other mental health issues going on, hence the need for the change, according to the VA, which is why insomnia is roped under mental health. You're not, show me someone that has insomnia and does not have any other mental health symptoms. You're not going to find them, okay? So the change is essentially irrelevant. All right, let me get back to the questions here. Thank you very much. Everyone who's a member, thank you. I appreciate that. Andrew Birch says, yo, I'm having a second mental health CMP, this time on a supplemental. Okay, well, good luck. I'm going to link a mental health CMP exam video. I'm already linking a bunch of videos. I try not to link too many when I go live because I'm supposed to explain it live. That's the point. But essentially, here's the short version. Pre, during, post service. Okay. And you're on a supplemental, so depending on why you were denied, that can change a bit. But that's the general outline. Itamar Flores says, with the new changes, January 24 to insomnia, no. JTW, how does the rater determine which degrees to consider for active or passive range of motion? The CMP examiner. VA raters rely on CMP examiners. Yeah, it just depends on what your denial's for. Happy NES, thank you for being a member. Says, thank you, Clay. Maybe someday Veterans Daily can discuss the TBI Purple Heart situation. Yeah, maybe. I could. I don't know if I want to ask one of my I'm not going to say his name. I don't have his permission. But I might reach out to him, and if he wants to discuss it, obviously there's some serious fucking PTSD involved with that, you could imagine. But if he wants to discuss it, I might send him that message. I don't want to put him in that position either. But if he's open to discuss it, maybe I will. Okay. I'll have to think on that. Alexis, thank you very much for being a member. Just logged on Friday afternoon and found out that I'm 100% PNT. Thank you for being a member. I hope I helped you in your process. I love seeing members be PNT. Makes me feel really happy. Okay, thank you so much for all your help. How do I get my student loans discharged in DOD ID? Okay, so 2 things. Grab my wallet. Go to Deers. Get the ID. Super easy. Make sure you bring all your ID identification, stuff like that, and the required forms. For student loans, that happens automatically by Nelnet, Nelnet. It happens automatically for federal student loans. But if you want to contact them, you would look that up and email them. Alexis, I want to know what state, if you're still on, I want to know what state you're in, and maybe I can help you out with that, at least before we end the live. My hub has 8 TBI, so very interested in figuring out that out someday. Yeah. I've been taking normal chats this whole time. Okay, I'm actually about to end the stream, so I'm just making sure I'm answering member chats before I dip out. But we answered about an hour and a half of chats. Probably 20 minutes of that was member chats. Okay, Alexis, thank you. You're in Texas. Yeah, tons of benefits. Look up. Actually, I have that bookmarked somewhere. You need to look at the... All right, there you go. That is the end of the stream, everyone. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. If I did not get to your question, okay, Cindy, thank you very much. Seriously, I appreciate that. If I did not get to your question, okay, subscribe, hit the bell. I go live all the time. You can go to my live tab on YouTube and see how many times I've been live. I go live randomly. I can't really schedule it. So hit the bell. Obviously, the sooner you're here, I'm going to answer questions. I answer them in order from top all the way to bottom. Okay. But I think that's all I got. like, subscribe, check out Veterans Daily for more. It's myself and Veterans Info Tap channel. And that's about it. I'm making a new short series on every disability I can think of and how it's rated. So check out my shorts tab. You can. Thank you, Gary. Thank you, all the members that just commented. Thank you. You can hit me up on LinkedIn if you wanted to look at my real job and some content over there, and then Instagram as well. But other than that, that's all I got. I'm building a civilian division, a team of veterans to help other veterans for free. First meeting will be tomorrow. So hopefully that goes through, and then we can actually start making some change. But hey, that's all I got. And for Cindy, thank you very much for the last dono. Appreciate that. All right. Peace.